If you're considering getting into conversational design, you might be wondering what skills you need for getting there and where to start. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the top skills you really need, and I will also give you a couple of tips on how to stand out, no matter if you're just a beginner or you are already working as a professional on this fascinating field. Coming up. Hey there, Olia here, helping you to go further and faster with conversational AI. And on this channel, I'm sharing knowledge about conversational AI and doing tutorials on design and development of the chatbots and voice assistants. So if you're new here, consider to subscribe. The tips in this video are going to be helpful not only for aspiring conversational AI designers, but also for those who have already started their career in conversational AI. And my tip number one is start working on your soft skills. And with soft skills, I mean a specific set of skills that you will definitely need for your conversational AI career. It doesn't matter on what product you are working as a designer. You might be a graphical UI designer or an industrial designer or conversational designer. You will definitely need really strong communication skills. As a conversational designer, you will be working in a team of developers, other designers, and you will have to work with other stakeholders like managers or product owners. So you definitely have to learn how to speak their language. Also, as a designer, you have to go out very often to speak to your users and to your customers. So you have to have a clear way of communication. You have to learn how to come to the point and communicate in a clear way. And of course, there is a bunch of books and courses out there where you can learn how to communicate. Another skill that you definitely have to work on is the language intuition. I know that not everyone who is getting into conversational design is a linguist or computational linguist, and this is okay. I still believe that you can work on your language intuition and you can improve your intuition. How you can do that? You just have to observe how people talking to each other, how people are talking to the voice assistants, and how people are talking to the chatbots. If you don't have a language intuition, it will be very difficult for you to create a seamless conversational design. And of course, there are some other soft skills that are super important for being a good conversational designer, like being a good listener, being collaborative, being cooperative, and being a good team fit, and of course being able to work in a structured and logical way. And my tip number two is going beyond the tools. You have to stop worrying about what tools you have to learn. Remember, this is not the most important thing you have to worry about. You have to go beyond learning tools and software or learning how to create flows. Of course, it's important to know how to create flows, but you have to go beyond that, because conversational design is not only about creating flows. Conversational design is about the whole user experience that we provide as designers to our customers. While designing conversations, you will have not only to create the flows, but also to work on the intent design, on the utterance design. You have to have common sense on just realizing how people are talking on this specific domain to the voice assistant or to the chatbot. It's about the whole user journey. You have to think about the persona. You have to think about the context. You have to think about technical constraints. You also have to think about some graphical stuff. You have to think multimodally and holistically. So it's not just about creating the GUI flows, it's about the whole user experience. So, and now I'm moving to the tip number three, and it's understanding the technology. As a conversational designer, you definitely have to understand the technology behind the assistant. I don't say that you have to learn how to code. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about the whole system. You have to understand how the whole system is working. You have to understand all these components, the whole architecture that you're working with. So basically, you have to understand how ASR works, NLU works, how NNG works, how TTS works, and so on and so forth. And I would definitely recommend you to catch up with all the trends, with all the technologies that are outside there. Another question that I get pretty much frequently is, what courses would you recommend? I would definitely recommend you the courses if you are not sure where to start and you have no time to do research by yourself. But actually there is a bunch of open source stuff and guidelines which are for free, and you can just learn and just read and learn a lot of stuff from that. What I would definitely recommend you is to work on your own project. You can just create your own Alexa skill or your Google action, or even just a very simple chatbot, and you would definitely stand out if you can do this. Because with your own project, which can be really very simple, you would show you how seriously you take this role, how seriously you take this field, how highly motivated you are, and you would also, of course, show some hard skills. I would definitely recommend you to do this, and there is really a lot of documentation on how to do this. Before we get to tip number 5, if you like the video so far, just drop a like to this video and comment in the section below on how you got into this fascinating field. So, and the last bonus tip that I have for you is create your own portfolio. I would definitely do another video on this, on how to create your conversational design portfolio, but what I can recommend you is, like in the previous tip, just work on your own Alexa skill or a Google action or chatbot, or maybe you have other ideas and you can put it together in the portfolio. And I'm pretty much sure that you will definitely stand out with your own conversational design portfolio as a beginner. If you're already working in conversational design field, what is your story on how you got into this field? And what would you recommend for those who are just starting out? So thanks a lot for checking out this video, and subscribe for more videos just like that. See you next time.